it for Theo Hernandez, the brother of Luca Hernandez, to put the ball at the back of the net. Morocco find themselves in unfamiliar territory. 1-0 down at halftime, a position they've not been in all throughout this World Cup. Kofi, not a sort of start or half Walid would have wanted, but Morocco have it all to do in the second half.
Well, I think that if you watch the Moroccans play tonight, I've not seen them play like this in the tournament. And today they were ultra attack minded. And for me, I think that it takes away a bit of their strength. We've all throughout this particular tournament, we've discussed the Moroccans. We talked about the fact that they are a team that is best without the ball. But it looks like today they've tried to go in toe-to-toe with the French. And I think that if you try to play the French at their own game, they are going to beat you at it. What the French have learned to master is what I call football played in contemporary times. They don't dilly-dally on the ball. When the French players get the ball, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, they are in your 18-yard box. You understand? And so I think I've been surprised with the level of football that Morocco has exhibited tonight. But ultimately, because the French have the better quality in terms of depth, because the French have the superior skilled laborers, you understand? They have made their excellence count in that first half. If you look at the goal that was scored by Hernandez, well taken goal. You need midfielders of that, defenders of that sort, with that technical balance to be able to execute those particular moves and get the goals over there. The French have been able to create chances, but I think that for the neutrals, it's been a great first half. It's been never short of action, and it's good for the neutrals.
Percy, let's look at the goal Morocco conceded. It was a mishap of defensive errors and indecisiveness in that particular phase of play. For Morocco, one thing that has been characteristic of all of play this particular tournament has been that solidity which they've exhibited. And today, they've looked frail, and partly down to the injuries in that back line.
Now, the last match, Saiz, we all saw him limp, or he was taken on a stretcher in the dying best of the game. So I wasn't even expecting him to start, but he started anyway, and he couldn't continue because the energy was too much. And the other defender who had to also bail out in the just before the kickoff. So definitely their leader, the person they look up to is out. So the solidity in the defense was gone. I told you that it's like a 5-back, but it would be more like a 3-back because Hakimi would hardly be part of the whole defense system. For the French, I told you that especially their wings is what they are going to use with Dembele and Mbappe. You've realized that for Dembele there, he's just mesmerizing with the right side, and for Mbappe, he's also in his element. The only thing that I am hoping that the French will not rule is the chances, because Giroud had 2 clear-cut opportunities. One hits the post, the other I wasn't expecting him to miss. And for Mbappe, he's been in his element, but I think there's been too much of over-elaboration. There are simple balls that he could have just given a square pass to Giroud to score, but twice, and you realize that just on the back of they missing such chances there, Moroccans almost took advantage of it. So this is more like nobody is possessing the ball. It's a give and take affair. It's a pound per pound. I get it, I'm on counter, because they are all playing a counter break. And if they try to play on the counter, LNC will become very useless in the game, because he is not that type of striker that is always trying to run. He is the target man. He stands there, you cross in or you bring in the ball. But this is the case that the likes of Ziyech and the rest are not flying the balls in. So he's just a spectator in the game. And unfortunately, the one supposed to replace him was given a red in the last game. So they are trying to use the counter, and they're also ruining a lot of chances. But I think the Moroccans, with what they are doing, I'm just hoping they don't burn out of energy, because when you do this in the next 60 minutes, let's say in the 60th or 75th minute, whom are you bringing on? They still have the likes of Kingsley Coman on the bench, whom they've not brought on. If they bring him on and they even decide to take Giroud out and play Mbappe on the top, they will still be firing you with a lot of runners, young runners, and their defenders too are not in. So I'm really expecting them to be calm. Like Kofi said, they are good without the ball, and try to let the French play their game and try to hit them on the counter break.
Now, Kofi, let's look at France. For all of their brilliance, they've managed just one goal. Percy spoke about the profligacy. Giroud spending a glorious opportunity. Mbappe getting one beyond Bono, but there was the man on the line to clear. Would France rule those missed opportunities? Could they have put the game to bed and let the second half be a dead rubber situation?
Well, it looks like the French team. I've always told people that all throughout this tournament, I look at this French team, and there are leaders all throughout the various departments. You look in attack, there is the quartet of Kylian Mbappe, there is Antoine Griezmann, there's Ousmane Dembele, there's Olivier Giroud. Even in midfield, I mean, if you have Chouameni in the normally partnering with Adrien Rabiot, sorry, but it looks like Fofana has come in today. They believe in their abilities, they believe in their class, they believe that they are a team that is built to win. And for me, some of this arrogance is what makes the French very, very a dangerous team to play against. Because you look at the French, I think that yes, they might be blowing away chances at the Lloris might have his demons. Sometimes he loses a bit of concentration every now and then. But when a keeper is this good and this assured, it gives a lot of confidence to the defense. Well, I think that yes, they might be blowing away chances at the front, but I think that all throughout the ranks in the team, I see them to be calm and collected. I don't think they will live to rue these chances they have missed.
Now, Morocco find themselves in the position, like I mentioned earlier, they haven't been all throughout this tournament. We've raved and ranted about Walid's tactical adaptability. He's always made us clear that they need to have less, and then they'll be comfortable taking their chances. But today it's been the opposite. France have actually preferred to have less, and then Morocco have more. But Morocco haven't been able to hurt them the most. They have 45 minutes to do the unthinkable. Morocco trying to do what they haven't done all throughout the tournament. Will that put extra pressure on them, and does that make it an uphill task of doing something they haven't done all throughout?
It is just like having a VW Beetle going up against a V8 and the marathon, and the V8 tries to change gear to the fifth gear or the third gear, and you are already hitting your fifth gear. The Moroccans, from the start, I see them that the approach they picked was a different one other than what they usually do. And I think that is what is worrying them. Like I said, they don't have a very good bench. So what they do is that they go with you on the mile or on the marathon, because for the marathon, they are good at it. At least they know that even when they get to the penalties, they have a very good goalkeeper. But with the French, it's like they decided to go toe-to-toe. And the French have a lot in their tank. They've seen what your players have never seen before. If you check their first level, like Kofi said, you can have about 5 to 6 who have even played in the World Cup final and won. You can talk of Varane. You can talk of Dembele. He was in the French team. You can talk of Mbappe. You can talk of Giroud. You can talk of Griezmann. 5 of them. They were in the team. They've seen it all. So if it has to do with going the extra mile, they will be able to do it. So I think they should really go back to what they know and know how to do best. But unfortunately, they wouldn't do that because they have already conceded. They would try to come into the game in the early embers of the second half. And that is where, so in the first 15 minutes of the second half is where the game will be won. Either they would decide to do their best to equalize, or they would open up and the French receive frailties, capitalize on them, and even add, because if there is another goal, it's game over. Because for the Moroccan team,